A 5-goal thriller in Atlanta. Enzo Fernandez in the 92nd minute. Scaloni always celebrates in that way, as if he can't quite believe what he's seen. Argentina 2 down with 11 minutes to go, and they beat Egypt by 3 goals to 2. Messi with the equaliser. And this is what it means in terms of the road to in the quarterfinal, the winner of our game that follows us, which is Switzerland against Colombia. So that's what's on the way. Right, let's have a look at the winning goal then as Argentina celebrate in front of their fans. And there is an incident at the beginning of the move for the winning goal, which we're going to have to show in comparison, I think, to the disallowed goal for Egypt, which we will do, because there's Messi in tears. There's no question here that the Egyptians are going to say, well, if it was a foul when we didn't get our second goal, why is this not a foul at the beginning of the move?
Well, that's what's happening now with VAR. They're pulling it back. But if you're going to pull it back for Argentina to disallow a goal on the edge of the box, if you're going to pull that back, then you have to say this one with Mo Salah.
This one here,
You know, he's been caught. You know, whatever we say, it might be minimal, whatever. He's been caught. You know, they go up the other end. And can I just say, with this header, when you look at the distance this ball's coming in from and the amount of time he's got for him to, and I was talking about the other goals and heading it back where it's coming from, this is textbook. That's magnificent. That is that.
The only thing I'd say with this one, when he does catch, why does his legs give away? You know,
not here, right? Look, Roy, we're talking right that there, right? Okay, now we have to see obviously the Lisandro Martinez one as well in a minute, but like. They've given one for that. They've
this is the Pandora's box we've opened.
Yeah,
absolutely a Pandora's box.
On the goal, though, we talk about Messi a lot. Enzo Fernandez is a hell of a football player. I think in England we can't quite work him out because he's a little bit unconventional. He times you frustrate. So I tell you what, he has a hell of an influence on this team, and that is a special header. That
classic, but great header.
And it's great delivery. And again, that desire to go and win the game. You know, you're still thinking there's going to be extra time. You can have all the talent in the world, but that fight and desire that we've seen from Argentina. Fantastic.
That's the thing with them. Like I said to Roy, I said, Roy, this is over now. What was we, 70-odd minutes?
Yeah, 79.
And he said it's never. Roy said it's not over. But like the fact is that you're scared to play this team because you don't know when they're done.
Let's have a look at the disallowed goal.
Yes,
I think it's really important. We've highlighted it, how we want to compare the fact that that goal was allowed with this one. And it's 1-0 at this stage, remember. Zico does go and make it 2-0. And look how far back it is. Christina explained it extremely well why VAR disallowed it, because Martinez was trodden on. It's not the shirt pull, it's trodden on. And she says this is essentially the same phase of the game.
Yes.
But I mean, any further back will be in the previous World Cup.
If we're going to start disallowing great goals and goals like that for that kind of incident, and we're going back that far, is that what VAR was for? Is that what we brought it in for?
Do we want to re-referee the game to that degree?
That's a long way to go, Poogs. That's a long way for Argentina to kind of redeem themselves in that situation there.
Yeah, I have got to be honest, I'm with you a bit on that.
Yeah, I'm torn on it because it's definitely a foul on Martinez, but then we've just probably seen a goal that could have competed with Cape Verde's goal the other day. It was one of the great goals that we've seen disallowed, but it was a foul on Martinez. Yeah, it's a long way.
What about Mo's then, Gal?
No, look, I get it, and look, there he is, he's being thrown around, but
it must be his birthday as well, isn't it? The birthday bumps.
Would they have disallowed an Argentina goal like that?
Unlikely.
Yeah.
Well,
that hangs in the air, doesn't
we go back to football last 30, 40, 50. Yeah, sometimes the bigger teams do seem to get the benefit of these decisions. But it shouldn't take away from what Argentina have also have achieved here. You're 2-0 down with 10, 11 minutes to go, injury time. So, no, I'm giving all the credit to Argentina. Yeah, decisions can go on far against you, and then again, a lot of the big teams seem to get the benefit of these decisions.
I hope
what
they
they
don't
achieved
drop him.
and the quality of the goals.
Could you imagine if they dropped him?
I mean, they're chucking him quite high up in the air, aren't
He's
they?
quite a small fella.
Roy, Ian, why do you think he was crying uncontrollably at the end of the game? It's interesting that from him.
I think when these guys play, and again we go back to the football, and Messi has it, and these great players we saw. Football's an emotional game. We can't forget that. These players aren't robots. And again, Messi will be going stuff the pressure. He's missed a penalty.
Yeah.
He's think the team. It's a big shock to lose to Egypt. And these affect these great players.
Yeah.
So
it's a sliding doors moment of what might have been. It might have been the last 10 minutes of his international career.
And remember, like Gary mentioned just quickly, sorry, about what it means to Messi and what it means to those Argentinian fans for Messi and the pressure that Messi's under and why he's crying and why he leads them out, what he means to them.
Right, well, we're going to take a break and then we will do the other goals
Yeah.
as well that we haven't seen. Some terrific goals in there. We've given our view and we've tied it up, if you like, the reason why the goals were disallowed, or the last point with Enzo Fernandez why it was allowed. But there are some other goals to analyse on a really thrilling night of World Cup football. And we said it at the beginning of the tournament, didn't we, with all the goals to analyse on a really thrilling night of World Cup football. And we said it at the beginning of the tournament, didn't we, with all the controversy running up to it. This will be a great World Cup because football, essentially at heart, is great. And it's proved it again today. We'll also bring you the first quarter-final between France and Morocco. That's on Thursday, 8 p.m, ITV1 and STV. And Argentina against Switzerland or Colombia. They play this evening. And that quarter-final in the early hours of Sunday morning, 1:15 ITV1 and STV. Right. We've tied it up, given the views on why the second Moroccan goal was disallowed. Let's have a look at the one which did count, which seemed, for all the money in the world, as if it was going to lead Morocco to a very famous win. And I'm happy to admit it, because Ian's just reminded me off air. With the speed at which they broke, I said, well, that's because Argentina's legs are giving out on them, Ian. They showed.
I know.
That was an amazing break, this.
It was. I thought that I didn't think Mo was going to get it to him, but this was the skill here from Hassan. That's fantastic bit of skill from Hassan, and in the finish, obviously he's not going to miss from there, but again, look, Gal, you was talking about the centre halves, and you was thinking about
Honestly,
the centre halves.
You watch Romero and Martinez, and they're the best, worst centre halves in the world. You watch them; they give goals away constantly, but they don't care about giving goals away, because then they'll score goals at the other end, and they have massive personalities, and they keep going. Look, at that point in the game, you think Argentina are hanging on for dear life. They're fighting for their lives, and it's Romero's part of that comeback. You know what I mean? Why is he there? You always ask the question, why is Martinez scoring in the last game? Why is Romero there? Because, do you know something? They don't give in, and they fight and they fight.
And putting centre halves, when you're 2-0 down with 11 minutes to go, putting a centre half up front's not unusual, is it?
No, of course it's not.
Yeah.
But it's his movement. It's obviously brilliant delivery. His movement's like a striker. He just pins off the back of the defender. Yeah, poor defending. They're trying to hold a high line. His movement and his timing, it's like a top-class striker. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. We go back that desire to try and get back in the game. The goalkeeper's got to do better here. The goalkeeper's got to do better here. I know it's close to him, but once they got this goal, you're feeling one of the biggest words of sport, momentum.
Yes.
And the momentum changed in the stadium with the players, with the Argentina players, and obviously with the Egyptian players. They now look, we're up against.
Is there a sense of dread? You've been in that situation. Do you think, oh no, we know what's coming?
You know something, Mark, is if you're losing 2-0 and you get one back and you're a top team with great experience, honestly, you feel like the walls are going to cave in for the opposition. You can smell it, the anxiety in the crowd, your own crowd are with you. And Joe, as soon as Argentina got one, you just knew it was inevitable.
And it's. I want you three to talk us through the technique here of Messi. Ian, start with you. The Messi technique.
Well, the only thing, once it's come to him, he's not rushing anything. He's making sure his knee's over that. People will say, yeah, well, look how close he is. But no, there's a man coming towards him. He's got to make sure he gets a good strike on it. And he's not slashed at it. Look at it. You watch it here better. Look at him. Look, clean.
Brilliant.
That is what I'm saying. People just say, yeah, of course he's going to eat like that. But that's a technique.
That's that body shape as well to get over it as much as possible.
To make sure you keep it low, because like Roy was saying, the keeper maybe could have done better. But the fact is that he's made the keeper make a save. He's put it on.
But even the way he walked onto it, he didn't get too giddy when he came back. Obviously, it was a lovely touch back to him. All these little details, his feet and the technique, and you're thinking, whatever's these great players, I'm going to hit the target. Yeah, keeper gets a hand to it. But again, the momentum was all with Argentina.
That little nudge back to him means he's got to get that pattern right, hasn't he? It'd be very easy to be out of kilter.
But that's what they do constantly. They don't get ahead of it. He's not stretching for it. It's the little details. It's the timing. It's the football intelligence. The guy's a genius. He's like a professor of the game.
Can they win the World Cup again?
I said they couldn't last time. Do you know something, Mark? Look, when you watch them against Cape Verde, you watch them against Egypt, and they're not the two best teams in the competition, you think there is no way that this team can continue to go on riding their luck the way in which they are and coming back the way in which they are.
That's not luck, though, Gary. That's not luck. That's not luck.
No, but they are riding their luck. But
it's not luck.
To score 3 goals.
If you give away 2 goals, in games, in knockout games, you're riding your luck because you have to score 3 every time.
No.
England conceded 2 the other night, but if you scored 3.
If they do go 2 down, do you?
Well, do you think they can win it?
Yeah, I do. And the reason why I do is because I'm afraid of them. I'm afraid of them because when they go up, they're not beaten. You've got to.
I think they could get through that half of the draw.
Of course they can.
Definitely.
I think they definitely get through that half of the draw.
The best team don't always win the world. You don't have to be the best. But if you've got Messi, you've got fight and desire, gives you a hell of a chance.
If France don't win it, they will have let themselves down badly against an Argentina in the final. If Argentina were to get there,
Technically, yeah, France are a better team and they've got a bit more options going forward. With that hunger and fight, wow, fantastic.
unbelievable.
It's a cup competition.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. It's a cup competition. Absolutely brilliant. What a privilege to watch that match. Right, we'll take a quick break. When we return, we're going to go back at the USA-Belgium game last night and all the controversy that went with that one.
Снова теряешь себя, но как же знакомо.